Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star 2 Land of Origin based on novel. So let's start. Ancestral god of the snow realm, Sky Who God King, and Lord Desolate Wind might not possess immense strength, yet their sins place them within the top 10 in the Land of Origin. They managed to elude punishment for eons, chiefly because their ability to protect themselves was exceedingly powerful. After all, among ancient beings, there were those who abhorred evil, and some who had conflicts with them. Nonetheless, they could do nothing to harm these sinners. The ancestral god of the snow realm followed the path of the life origin, Lord Desolate Wind, the path of the void origin, and Sky Who God King even took the infinite path. Each one's life-protecting abilities were incredibly troublesome. The simultaneous death of these three was indeed shocking for the entire continent. Good riddance. They should have died long ago. These great sinners have roamed the Land of Origin with impunity. It's about time a supreme entity eradicated them. Those who loathed evil rejoiced and cheered. Some godly kings carrying deep sins began to worry. They killed Sky Who God King and the other two all at once. Could it be that they will continue to hunt us down? What a meddling affair. What should we do? What should we do? Should we reincarnate? There are so many great sinners in the Land of Origin, this powerful being probably only targeted the top 10. They shouldn't find me. These great sinners were thrown into complete disarray. Of course, most godly kings were more concerned about the identity of the mysterious entity. Who exactly killed Sky Who God King and the other two? Could it be the black-robed, golden-faced powerhouse? They were eager to understand the influence this mysterious entity would have on the situation of the entire Land of Origin. Flame Wind Pavilion and Thunderclap Commerce will probably uncover some information about the murderer soon. All forces were waiting in anticipation. We cannot find any traces. Not even in the past timeline can we detect any sign of the murderer. The two ancient countries utilized all their methods, but they found not a trace. If Luo Feng's assassination of the three monarchs of the Shi Kingdom left obvious traces, with even clear images. This time, there was no trace at all. Space-time, causality, even all forms of energy fluctuations failed to reveal the killer. Could this murderer not be the black-robed, golden-faced powerhouse? Both ancient countries harbored doubts, as the most recent comparable deaths were those of the three monarchs from the Shi Kingdom, and Emperor Tian Kuan, also a great sinner. Their primary suspect was the black-robed individual. Yet now, no traces could be found. The methods of this murderer exceed those of the black-robed one. Could it be an ultimate realm entity, or perhaps, an entity above God King? The two ancient countries grew uneasy. In Huyang City, at the city owner's mansion. Luo Feng leisurely sipped his wine, gazing at the starry night sky sparkling brilliantly. After killing three godly kings, the stars in the night sky remain as dazzling as ever, Luo Feng commented. Morosa glanced at the night sky and couldn't help but say, those three were of mediocre strength and inconspicuous amongst the night sky stars. The most prominent ones are those from the ultimate realm, the emperors. Luo Feng smiled. Master, I've always been puzzled about something, Morosa said. What's bothering you? Let's hear it. Luo Feng poured himself another drink. Master, if you want to kill the top 10 sinners, why not mobilize all at once and dispatch 10 avatars, to exterminate them instantly? Morosa said, as it stands, you've already eliminated the weakest 3. The remaining 7 will certainly be on guard by now, and it's possible that some, out of fear, will reincarnate proactively. Then you won't be able to find them at all. Luo Feng looked at Morosa. Among the top 10 sinners of the Land of Origin, the 3 I killed were the weakest and their sins were the least severe among them. The remaining 7 are not ordinary. 3 are royal family god kings, residing in holy sites like Mt Leitang of the Thunder Ancient Country, and Yang Capital of the Flame Wind Ancient Country. The moment we enter, we would be immediately discovered, Luo Feng explained. Moreover, there are 4 other cultivators who are solitary wanderers with fearsome strength and sins that are sky-high. Morosa agreed, 3 royal family god kings and 4 solitary cultivators, their sins, are much more severe than those of the ancestral god of the Snow Realm and the others. Luo Feng continued, speaking of the ranking of sins, ranked first is Iron Demon Lord, who once plundered nearly all living beings across 12 realms. His sins remain incalculable over the long years. Ranked second is Black Vulture Ancestor, who has caused harm to dozens of realms, with even the living beings of the Thunder Realm suffering greatly, and yet he still roams free today. Ranked third is Eating Fox God King, and fourth is Gui Ying God King. Only after them come the 3 royal family God Kings. Morosa, don't you find it curious? The sins of the 4 solitary individuals far outweigh those of the 3 royal family God Kings, and yet they remain at large? Isn't it widely speculated that an emperor or monarch might be behind those 4 wanderers? Morosa replied matter-of-factly, they are said to be the claws of the emperors or monarchs. Luo Feng nodded, that's what I believe as well. It's about time. Luo Feng glanced at the night sky, the next target, Eating Fox God King. Eating Fox God King resided on the edge of the Tianji icefield, ruling over a vast territory. Not only were countless creatures within his realm often devoured, but he also actively invaded many neighboring countries. Killing the 3 weaker ones like Sky Hu God King, will they turn their hands against us? A massive blood-red fox lay there, its golden eyes showing a trace of concern. Eating Fox God King, also a peak of 2nd level of God King realm existence, held a reputation far stronger than Emperor Gui Shu and Wuxin God King. He practiced the cultivation path of the Void Origin, possessing as many as 9 powerful avatars. With his unpredictable spatial techniques, he invaded countries at will, devouring countless life forms without any means of stopping him. In addition to his 9 strong avatars, he had many weaker ones. Your Majesty, I have a premonition that things aren't looking good. Eating Fox God King sent his message from afar. Don't worry, you have an avatar within my palace. No one can threaten you, a flippant and casual voice responded. Eating Fox God King suppressed his thoughts. Suddenly, Eating Fox God King saw a massive star rolling towards him, and he was filled with utter terror. At this moment, no matter how many avatars he had, he could only resist this formidable spiritual will attack. Emperor, save me. The rolling stars came crashing down, and the Eating Fox God King lacked an ultimate realm life form, perfect protection of the Great Tao, and did not possess any super-secret treasures. His only hope was the avatar hidden within the Emperor's palace, where a bit of the spiritual will's power could be diminished. Phut. The Emperor Palace reduced the will attack by about 20 to 30%, but still, under the relentless crush of the rolling stars, the spiritual will of the Eating Fox God King was extinguished. In the shelter of my palace, the Eating Fox is dead. The Emperor was utterly infuriated and astounded, staring at the avatar's corpse of the Eating Fox God King. This time, it was a struggle to kill the Eating Fox God King. Luo Feng slightly furrowed his brow, sensing the difficulty in completely crushing the spiritual will of the Eating Fox God King. This made Luo Feng realize that his spiritual will, combined with the Lai Yuan technique, could sweep away any existence at the godly king level. Even with the obstruction of an emperor palace, he could still kill. But if there were stronger protective measures, his will attacks might fail to kill. My spiritual will needs to become even stronger, Luo Feng thought. Sigh. Luo Feng and Morosa gathered the 2 avatars' corpses from within the hideout of the Eating Fox God King, along with many other items, and then they departed. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The deaths of the 3 Sky Hu God Kings had garnered attention across the land of origin, but the reactions were stable. Yet, the death of the Eating Fox God King set many powerhouses into a panic. He was at the peak of 2nd realm of Godly King and traversed the path of the void. Even for an emperor, he was difficult to kill, and his death was unthinkable. Sigh. On the endless grasslands, Luo Feng and Morosa walked side by side. Master, the causality of Gui Ying God King has completely disappeared. Morosa looked towards Luo Feng. He must have been scared into immediate reincarnation. Decisive enough, Luo Feng nodded. The Iron Demon Lord ranked first and the Black Vulture Ancestor ranked second are still around. Morosa turned to Luo Feng. Whom shall we seek next? Luo Feng looked into the distance. Let's go find the Iron Demon Lord. The Iron Demon Lord was without a doubt the most sinister existence in the land of origin, on par with Pu Shin, boat master of the time-space Lonely Boat, and Luo He God King. He once captured almost the entire population of 12 nations on a solo venture, accumulating an unimaginable number of creatures over long years. However, he had kept a low profile in recent times. Inside a hidden palace, the Iron Demon Lord, clad in armor with only his eyes visible, looked out with a cold gaze. "Master, will that murderer who killed the eating fox god king come for me?" The Iron Demon Lord sent a message. Each time he strikes, he ensures success. At this moment, he is full of confidence. "He will come," a voice responded. "As long as he dares to appear, he won't escape this time." The Iron Demon Lord waited patiently. Suddenly, he saw the rolling stars bearing down. Such a powerful spiritual will attack, the Iron Demon Lord feared nothing, yet under the crush of the rolling stars, his spiritual will was still obliterated. The Iron Demon Lord sitting there then hung his head low, silent. "Not right." Luo Feng, who was outside the palace exerting the spiritual will attack, had a slight change in expression. Something's off about this Iron Demon Lord. At the moment of killing the Iron Demon Lord, Luo Feng felt something peculiar about his body. Boom tilde tilde tilde. Within the extensive scope of billions of kilometers, endless black flames suddenly appeared, burning everything in their wake. All life forms near the palace were instantly incinerated. Amidst the terrifying flames, the Iron Demon Lord lifted his head and stood up respectfully, bowing, "My lord." Beside the Iron Demon Lord was an elder draped in a red cloak, laughing heartily as he looked at Luo Feng. "It wasn't easy to cultivate a strong consciousness in this puppet, which you've destroyed." The blood-red flames covered the sky and held terrifying might. Even peak of second-level godly king realm beings could not withstand these flames for a few moments. Luo Feng stared at the red-cloaked elder. "Dr. Yuan." Luo Feng recognized him at a glance. This Iron Demon Lord was just a puppet life form cultivated by Dr. Yuan. Even the 3 personal guard generals beside Master Emperor Chu were very special life forms. "Although I've lost a strong consciousness, it was worth it." The cloak flapped in the wind, and Dr. Yuan's presence merged with the boundless blood-red flames, looking coldly at Luo Feng. "I've caught you." Luo Feng looked back at him but smiled. His prey was never the likes of Iron Demon Lord or the eating fox god king. Eliminating a minion meant nothing. As long as the mastermind behind them remained, they would swiftly promote other minions. "Dr. Yuan." Luo Feng spoke up. "Do you know why I didn't kill all the major sinners at once?" Dr. Yuan's brows furrowed slightly. "Because you are my prey." Luo Feng stared at him. Just as he finished speaking, the heavens and earth changed color. In the vast scope, blood-colored rivers surged, immense and overpowering, instantly obliterating the blood-red flames domain that Dr. Yuan had unleashed with a super-secret treasure. "This is..." Dr. Yuan stared at the endless blood-colored rivers and didn't panic. For he was one of the 13 emperors from the flame-wind ancient country. The moment he took action, he had already notified the other emperors. In the land of origin, after Luo Feng discovered that behind the Iron Demon Lord, the most sinful in the land, stood Emperor Yuan, he immediately sent forth himself and another avatar of Morosa, heading straight to the location of Black Vulture Ancestor, the second most sinful. This move against Emperor Yuan will surely make the emperors and monarchs of the land of origin wary and guarded. They will not give me a second chance. And to prevent this Black Vulture Ancestor from reincarnating, we must annihilate him first. Luo Feng and Morosa's other avatar crossed the vast spatial distance in an instant, arriving at Black Vulture Palace. Inside the Black Vulture Palace. A dense black mist pervaded the depths of the palace, which was indeed the body of Black Vulture Ancestor. Among the top 4 sinners in the land of origin, Eating Fox God King and Gui Ying God King have vanished with their causality. Are they dead, or have they reincarnated? Despite the dense black mist, Black Vulture Ancestor remained composed. "I actually look forward to the arrival of this mysterious powerhouse. I want to see what he can do to me." Black Vulture Ancestor was confident because behind him stood 3 monarchs from Thunder Ancient Country, although the 3 monarchs were not present at the moment. Suddenly, Black Vulture Ancestor saw a huge rolling star approaching. He was amazed by the sight. What a powerful spiritual will attack. Before the rolling stars, his spiritual will could not resist and was crushed into dust, turning this mass of black mist into a corpse. At that moment, all the avatars of Black Vulture Ancestor in various parts of the land of origin also turned into corpses. Heh! Luo Feng frowned slightly, sensing that one avatar of Black Vulture Ancestor was in the distant Mount Leitang, under its protection. His attack was significantly weakened, merely heavily injuring that avatar of Black Vulture Ancestor. Mount Leitang, truly the most heavily defended place in the entire land of origin, even my spiritual will attack was weakened by 70 to 80%. Luo Feng was shocked. Every emperor in Flame Wind ancient country had a capital city. For instance, Eating Fox God King had an avatar hiding inside an emperor's palace which reduced Luo Feng's spiritual will attack by 20 to 30%. Luo Feng still managed to kill Eating Fox God King. The entire Thunder ancient country has only one holy land, which is Mount Leitang. Many monarchs are here, even the Thunder ancestor is said to have avatars here, Luo Feng muttered. Whether it was spiritual attacks or causality attacks, it was too difficult to harm the powerhouses within Mount Leitang. Inside the Holy Land Mount Leitang. Boom. Living in a cave mansion within the belly of Mount Leitang, Black Vulture Ancestor only felt his spiritual will crushed, instantly greatly damaged. All his avatars and resurrection carriers outside of Mount Leitang had their will erased, leaving nothing behind. Me hiding in Mount Leitang, yet still heavily damaged in my spiritual will? At this moment, Black Vulture Ancestor was somewhat terrified. I had absolutely no resistance outside. 3 monarchs. Black Vulture Ancestor immediately communicated with the 3 closely related monarchs. He was truly frightened. With such a terrifying being out there, he dared not leave Mount Leitang. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The top 4 sins of the continent, Eating Fox God King died, Gui Ying God King must have actively reincarnated. This Black Vulture Ancestor has an avatar hiding in the Holy Land Mt Leitang. Iron Demon Lord is then a special puppet life form. At this moment, Luo Feng felt his plan was quite wise. His scheme successfully baited the Big Fish Emperor Yuan. With the supreme rules of the land of origin in effect, power limits were determined. This was a good thing, giving him confidence to face the ancestors of both countries and the East Extreme Domain ancestor. However, on the other hand, it also defined the power of the Star Tower, making it difficult for him to threaten the emperors and monarchs hiding in their lairs. This move against Emperor Yuan, the other emperors and monarchs will probably be more cautious in the future. In fact, I bear no ill will towards most emperors and monarchs. But they might bet. Like Master Emperor Chu, Emperor Ming, Di Fu, Emperor Xian, Luo Feng either respected or felt good about them. Very few truly evoked hostility in Luo Feng. This Emperor Yuan has not cultivated the primordial bloodline, he has only utilized primordial materials to become an ultimate realm life form. He is absolutely lucid. But he has cultivated a legacy that can transform into an endless abyss, eagerly devouring countless life forms. Luo Feng had long heard of Emperor Yuan's evil reputation. Emperor Yuan, becoming an endless abyss, devouring billions of life forms. His several bold moves were well known to many god kings. Looking back now, Emperor Yuan's appetite was too vast, and he secretly used the Iron Demon Lord to capture countless creatures. The real number of creatures he devoured was simply astonishing. Black-robed Emperor Yuan, with an aged face, his cloak fluttering. He looked at the endless bloody rivers surrounding him, yet laughed heartily. The armor on his body gleamed with a dim light, the surroundings began to distort, and a blurry dark abyss started to descend. At the same time, he extended both hands, each covered with gloves. A pair of massive hands appeared in the heavens and the earth, countless secret patterns flowing in the palms of the hands. The hands began to close together, crushing everything between them, also aiming to crush the bloody rivers. This Emperor Yuan probably only mastered 2 or 3 ultimate realm techniques, Luo Feng thought, but with the Beyond God King level secret treasure, each of his moves significantly increased in power. Feels like it could match my 7 branches fusion techniques. This is the advantage of secret treasures, greatly enhancing the mysteries of the realm. With a few super secret treasures, An emperor could compare to Heavenly Wood National Boundary Beast and Lord of 10,000 Realms. Heavenly Wood National Boundary Beast, Lord of 10,000 Realms, they find it hard to obtain beyond God King level secret treasure, and even if they occasionally do, it may not suit them. Come quickly, join forces with me to catch this blackrobe. If we miss this chance and let the blackrobed slip away, he will surely be very careful in the future. It will be tough to get another opportunity like this, Emperor Yuan urged while activating many super-secret treasures on his body, also calling other emperors through sound transmission. Quick, quick, come quickly, Emperor Yuan anxiously urged. He was afraid this big fish would slip away. Extinction. In the endless blood river. Luo Feng watched as Emperor Yuan's numerous moves erupted, and with a thought, the star tower within him was already activated. Luo Feng did not intend to trap Emperor Yuan inside the Star Tower, because once inside, with suppression, imprisonment, and execution, it was estimated that Emperor Yuan wouldn't withstand even a moment. But if Emperor Yuan reincarnated, it would easily expose many secrets of the Star Tower. Without taking the enemy inside, the Star Tower was merely activated to control the entire river of life. Its power would soar to unimaginable levels. Emperor Yuan, giving his all and full of confidence, suddenly noticed that the endless blood river had changed. Each stream of the river seemed like a world of its own, immensely heavy, each stream aiming to suppress and imprison him, and this bizarre river even penetrated his armor, forcibly seeping into his body, twisting inside him, crushing the smallest components of his body. Inside his body, there lay a black pearl that naturally evolved into an abyss. This abyss also affected his entire body, aiding Emperor Yuan in resisting the erosion of the blood-colored river. But, under the drive of the Star Tower, the blood-colored river flowed more aggressively, erosively destructive in an overwhelming manner. How is this possible? Emperor Yuan was staggered. I have no less than 5 super-secret treasures on me, 3 of which are for protection, and I am also an ultimate realm life form. How could this be? The might of the endless blood river had already reached the maximum power limit of the land of origin. Under the drive of the Star Tower secret patterns, the realm even far surpassed the 8 branches techniques, and Emperor Yuan's 3 protective secret treasures were like sieves, continuously permeated. His ultimate realm life form was also continuously eroded and damaged. 3 breaths time, and I'll be dead. Emperor Yuan instantly determined the rate of erosion. Under the protection of the protective cloak, armor, and abyss pearl, his ultimate realm life form could only resist for 3 breaths time. This was something Emperor Yuan could never have anticipated. But that was the reality. Quick, come save me, I can only hold on for 2 breaths time. Emperor Yuan immediately transmitted a message to the other emperors, his thoughts exceedingly fast, beginning to desperately call for help, including from Emperor Qing and all other emperors. The matter between Emperor Yuan and the Iron Demon Lord was a secret. Although some emperors guessed it, they also didn't rip off this veneer of modesty. At this moment, the emperors of Flame Wind Ancient Country each had their own affairs. The one who kills the great sinner is the black-robed. I have already found him. He even dares to strike against me. Hurry, come help me capture him. When Emperor Yuan first started transmitting the message, the other emperors were somewhat astonished. These emperors, after all, some were in seclusion cultivating, some were responsible as garrison commanders, and some undertook clan missions. Suddenly receiving Emperor Yuan's message, those emperors busy with duties were reluctant to pay attention. Catch black-robed? As if it's that easy to catch him? Emperor Jiufeng scoffed. I can't be bothered to get involved. Emperor Chu simply didn't care. What a fool. Emperor Ming was also indifferent. The relationships among the emperors were very poor. Emperor Yuan calling for help, those willing to help were very few. One of my subordinates, the eating fox god king, died at the hands of Blackrobed. It makes sense to join forces with Emperor Yuan once. Emperor Kong thought, but I can wait a bit, wait until a few more emperors make a move, then the chances would be greater. Emperor Kong planned to wait for 10 breaths time. Amidst the increasingly fierce battle, more emperors participated, and then he would make his move. What's going on? Emperor Yuan went to catch Blackrobed? Di Fu was shocked. With his ability, He naturally guessed the truth instantly. This Emperor Yuan, always causing trouble. Di Fu also felt troubled. He couldn't handle Emperor Yuan, he could only try his best to suppress him. In recent years, the Iron Demon Lord had been keeping a low profile. But past sins ultimately have far-reaching effects. While emperors each harbored their own thoughts. Quick, come save me, I can only hold on for 2 breaths' time. Emperor Yuan's urgent plea for help left all the emperors of Flame-Wind ancient country stunned. How could he be asking for help? Even Emperor Jiufeng, Emperor Chu, and Emperor Ming, one by one, were shocked. Everyone knew how strong Emperor Yuan, with his complete set of super-secret treasures, was. Hurry, I'm going to die. This black-robed is too horrifying. If you don't come now, I'll have to reincarnate. Emperor Yuan's transmission was frantic, for once reincarnated, he would lose his complete set of super-secret treasures. He also couldn't afford the debt to cultivate an ultimate realm lifeform again. So until the last moment, Emperor Yuan was not willing to reincarnate. Don't go alone. Di Fu immediately transmitted, come to me right now to rally, I will use formation, and we'll go to rescue Emperor Yuan together. Di Fu felt that if they allowed emperors to go alone, they might probably be walking to their deaths. Okay. I'm coming. Here. In this critical moment, emperors of Flame-Wind ancient country realized the situation was unprecedentedly severe. Even Emperor Ming and Emperor Chu, at this moment, did not hesitate to head over. Except for emperors who had important tasks and couldn't leave, at this moment, a total of 8 emperors instantly rallied under the leadership of the current emperor, Di Fu, using formation to collaborate, crossed distant lands in a thought, heading towards the vast battlefield enveloped by the endless blood river. This video will end here.